welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I'm a full-time reseller. I did film this video a couple days ago. While I was editing it, something happened, so I am just kind of re-filming a couple pieces of this, so I will look different at different points in this video, unfortunately. On today's video, I am going to go over my sales on ThredUp. I am not a huge seller on that platform anymore. A couple years ago, you could make quite a bit of money. Unfortunately, now the payout system has changed. Getting your items back has changed. There's a lot more fees associated with it. So I pretty much use ThredUp as like a last stop for my items. I don't care if I get them back. I am just trying to recoup some money. If you're new to ThredUp, they are essentially an online thrift store. You can shop on there. You can get some great deals. If you want to sell to ThredUp, you can go into the website, create an account. I think I do have a link below. I think it's only for shopping, not for like a seller's account. So you get a certain amount off of your order. So if you're interested in shopping on ThredUp, that will be below. But if you want to sell to ThredUp, you can go in there, make an account, you put together a box, you send it in, make sure to double check which brands they are currently accepting. I've gone over this in the past in other videos. For whatever reason, certain accounts are able to still get payouts for the lower tier brands. I do believe that they are accounts that were made prior to a certain year. I'm not exactly sure when that is, but the account that I have, I am still getting payouts for lower brands like Shein, Target brands, Walmart brands, Old Navy, stuff like that. So you send your items in, ThredUp will look them over. They will put up whichever items they think are sellable. They will send you kind of like a link or whatever to look at what they are posting for you and then give you the prices. You have 24 hours to decide, you know, if you want to make any changes, let them know, and then the items will become live. You also have the option when you send the items in, if you want to get the items back that they did not want to sell, there is an additional fee for that. And then your items are up for 90 days. After those 90 days, that's another thing. You'd have to pay for each individual item to come back to you. So that's why I don't care really what I'm sending to ThredUp, because I don't want to see them again. So most of the things that I am sending to ThredUp are lower tier brands. I am someone that sells to Plato's Closet. I like to go to the bins and, you know, kind of have two piles, things that I want to sell on my own, and then I have a pile for Plato's Closet. I've been doing this for a few years, so I do have a pretty good idea of what Plato's is looking for. So what I will do is, you know, get both piles, pay for them at the same time, then when I come home, sort them out, bring the items to Plato's Closet in hopes that that money will pay for the entire trip to the bins, essentially giving me free inventory. Yes, I did have to do the work of finding the items for Plato's, but it is an instant cash back. Obviously, Plato's does not take everything that I bring them, so what I do is I have a couple bins that I have Plato's items in. When I send that, or when I bring them to Plato's, whatever they don't take, I'll put in the bin and then kind of put some new stuff in the bag, maybe put some stuff they didn't take that last week, and just kind of keep moving things around. I'll give each item about 3 or 4 times for Plato's to look at. If they pass it on all those times, then I do send it to ThredUp. I'm not going to make a bunch of money on a lot of these brands. Some brands do make more than others. So now I'm going to show you what some of my payouts are for things that are currently live on ThredUp. They have changed the layout a little bit on their website. Before it used to just show the kits. Now it will show you just individual items, which I think is nice. So right now I am showing you items that are listed. These have not been bought, but this will give you somewhat of an idea of what a payout could be. You do need to keep in mind that ThredUp is almost always running sales or promotions, and when they do that, you're the one that is getting the cost taken out of your profits. It's not coming out of ThredUp. So if something is listed for, let's just say $40 and there's a 50% coupon, now that is bringing you down to the $20 mark for that person that will purchase. So you're getting a percentage of the $20. So starting up this London Times dress, this was bought and then returned. That's something else on ThredUp. If you send something in, someone buys it, they return it, and it sells again, then you will get a payout. It doesn't just keep flip-flopping back and forth. They just need to purchase it one more time, and then you will be paid out. So this one did come back. The payout potentially would be $5.25. Crew is one that you can get decent payouts if it's something a little bit more substantial. This one is just a short sleeve dress for $3.46, a Kenzie casual dress for $4.93, and Taylor it surprises me sometimes. Some things go for really little, some go for quite a bit. This one is $7.01. As you can see next to here, it'll say how much time is left. So you get 90 days on the website, and then you have the option to return the items back to you, which I don't do because I'm not going to pay $5.99 for these items to come back. I don't care if I ever see them again. So some of these are some smaller things, like this Terra and Sky tank top, 18 cents. A Catalina skirt for $1.23. Some wool pants from J. Crew, $5.58. A Shein jumpsuit, $1.86. So now we'll get into things that are either pending, so they have not yet shipped to the buyer, or they have shipped and we're in like that waiting period of if they're going to return it or not. So these Drew sneakers, I picked these up and I had like no idea what they were. They seem to be some sort of like orthopedic shoe. Yeah, didn't do well. I had them listed for almost a year. There was like zero interest. Someone finally bought them on Mercari when they still had their return for anything. And unfortunately they got returned. So I was tired of seeing them, so I threw them in a ThredUp box. If this does stick, I will get $11.29. Shein cargo pants, $1.17. This Draper James dress, we'll see about that, because I'm pretty sure that this isn't the, true Draper James. I think it's the RSVP or whatever it is. That one's $13.28. An Isabel maternity casual dress, $4.02. A cabbie top, $2.40 or $2.54. I did throw a bunch of swimwear in there. If you're new to the channel, I did do a 100-pound bale of swimwear. It was absolutely horrible. I would say 80% of it probably went to ThredUp, and we're talking small payouts. Like this XOXO swimsuit bottoms, 23 cents. Assorted brand swim top, this one was new at tags, 58 cents. A BB Dakota dress, $4.31. These transit sandals, I totally thought someone would have bought these. They were very reminiscent of like Clueless to me. I had them for over a year. There was zero interest, so I finally just sent them to ThredUp. If they keep them, I will get $10.75. Same thing with this Bionica wedges. Never heard of the brand. Comps looked good. I had zero interest again. So $11.67. A Tommy Hilfiger blazer, $11.38. Another J. Crew blouse, $3.73. A J. Crew dress, $11.29. Let's say here, a bunch of J. Crew. This came from that Helpsy source box that was horrible, and I sent probably 60% of it to ThredUp. Some unbranded casual pants, $1.03. A Shein kimono, 57 cents. So as you can see, there's nothing like that's really crazy. I am just trying to recoup money at this point for most of these things. Some things, I am getting a decent return on if I'm making more than $10. These super down denim shorts, only $1.10. Who What Wear casual dress, $3.27, which is kind of surprising to me. So now we will look at items that were actually sold. I have this money now from them. A Maurice's dress, $2.77. Stitch drop casual dress, $3. Liz Claiborne pants, $1.67. A Sundance blouse. This one did have a stain on it that I couldn't get out. That one, $12.77. Forever 21 dress, $1.04. Terra and Sky jeans, $1.86. More Terra and Sky for, anywhere from 40 to 50 cents. Another one for 49 cents. If you're wondering why I have so much of that, I did do plus size shows last summer, and anything that didn't sell there, I just threw in a box for this. This J. Peterman windbreaker, $9.20. There was a stain on that one. Torrid jeggings, $1.46. Sam Edelman dress pants, $17.31. There was a stain on those. So as you can see, it really kind of is in like that $1 to $5 mark, I guess you could say would be average for these items. But it makes more sense for me to do this than try and, keep it in my inventory if no one is interested in it, or to just get rid of it. I'd rather throw it in a box and potentially make some money from it. So then this will also show you items that expired. So these were items that I had sent in and no one bought within the 90 days. This essentially just becomes ThredUp's property now, and they still make money off of it, which I don't quite understand how they can do. I'm sure it's in the fine print somewhere, but regardless, Banana Republic denim shorts, Molly Bracken blouse, Gap jeans, Pretty Little Things. Those were new with tags. J. Crew jeans, Lands on Top, some swimwear. A lot of this came from ThredUp boxes, so I'm sure it's probably going to get thrown back into another one. More swimwear. Lots of swim. An Azos dress. That thing has been everywhere. I've tried selling it on my own for probably a year and a half. It's been to Plato's probably 4 different times. It's been in live shows. It's been a rummage sale. So apparently no one wants that. And Eileen Fisher, this is pretty interesting to me. Normally I get really good payouts on Eileen Fisher. I have a hard time selling it myself. But for whatever reason, this one just did not seem to move. So if I click into this, let's see. It looks like it did sell. So ThredUp got that money because it didn't sell in the 90 days when I had it. So as you can see, payouts are not great on lower tier brands, not even really on mid-tier brands. I personally do not trust ThredUp to send in anything designer. I've heard a lot of horror stories of them losing items. They have lost boxes of mine in the past. I've heard of people putting up, sending like Dior or something like that. It gets posted and for whatever reason they have it mislabeled or they have it super cheap and it doesn't get changed in time and then it gets sold, obviously. So I just personally don't use them for that. It is strictly for items that I either bought a bad buy and I've had it and there's zero interest. Things that I have rejects from Plato's, maybe something I bought at the bins and I didn't notice there was like a stain or something on it. Not that it's unsellable, but just something that I personally, now that it's stained, I just don't think it's worth my time to list. So I will send those to ThredUp. There are some brands too. I won't say that I'm sourcing for ThredUp, but certain brands I will look for in the thrift store and try them on my own to see if they'll sell. And if they don't, I know that I can send them to ThredUp and, make a little bit of money on them. Some of those brands will be like the more mature brands. So Calvin Klein, their career wear does really well for me on ThredUp. A lot of White House Black Market. Some dresses I can sell like immediately on my own and some take forever. So those I end up, pulling from my inventory, sending to ThredUp to get some of my money back. Certain styles of Sundance that don't move for me, that does well there. J. Jill can do well. Eileen Fisher, that's another brand that for whatever reason I just cannot sell it very quickly. So a lot of it I do send there if I find it at the bins. So let me know if these videos are interesting to you. I don't send, boxes every week to ThredUp. I would say at this point, depending on what kind of, mood I'm in, sometimes I just decide to purge a bunch of my inventory. But that normally happens like towards the end of the year. So I may be sending in a box like every 2 to 3 weeks maybe. So it's not like I'm going to continuously have new things to show you. But the ThredUp content on my channel seems to be the most viewed. So there is some sort of interest there. So I thought maybe I could do one of these videos like once a month, once every 2 months. Let me know if that is interesting to you. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!